Hi everyone, this is Odie Lofton, owner of LoftonSpace.com, back with the second installment of the Doggy Goo review. We got the Doggy Goo in a couple days ago. I'll show it to you here in just a second, but I wanted to let you guys know a little bit of what we're doing, kind of a recap in case you missed it the last time. This down here, this little puppy right here, this is Philbin James Lofton to be exact, if you don't mind. Philbin's a special dog. He's a service dog because I am actually legally blind. And Philbin is my service dog. So he helps me out. Philbin has had a lot of problems with allergies, especially lately, probably this past year or so. And we have tried a lot of different things. We have Philbin right now on prednisone that we're giving him every other day. We have him on Allerderm, which he takes once a week and then eventually once a month. And then we have him on a couple other stuff, like some puffer stuff for like open sores sort of infection. We've had him on Mometamax for his ear infections that he's got. We do cat flush to clean out his ears. And with all the pills that we've had to do, he eventually figured out that they're not tasty. We had to get pill pockets. And with all that, we're just covering up what the real problem is. And that, we believe, is allergies. Now, we have not gotten Philbin completely tested for allergies yet, but every sign that he's had chronic ear infection, just the worst infections. He's had problems with his paws, which I'll show you later on in the video what his paws look like today. And you can look at our previous post online at LoftonSpace.com/doggygoo, and I'll show you all that later on. Right now, I wanted to get you guys right to the good stuff. We have I want to show you, we have the actual working supply of Doggy Goo. And before I actually get that, I want to mention one thing. If you guys stick with me through hopefully about 15 minutes of this video, I have a very, very special offer for you guys you do not want to miss. So stay with me here until the end of the video. Or if you've seen it once, you skip to the end. I'm sure you could probably just do the cheating that way, but you know, we like to think you'd watch the whole thing. Anyway, so Doggy Goo is sort of a peanut butter base. It's a sublingual thing. And what sublingual means is it's inside his mouth is how it's ingested. It's through the licking process under the tongue. It's not a pill, it's not a topical treatment, it's sublingual, which means under the tongue or given to him that way. So it's nothing real fancy, but because of the kind of nature of the product, it has to be kept refrigerated. When you get the product, comes in the mail, priority mail, you stir it up real good, put it in the fridge overnight, stir it again, and you give them to him in dosage of teaspoons. And to show you kind of an idea of a teaspoon, if you don't kind of get the idea, it would be one of these type of spoons. Give it about half of this, because it's more of a tablespoon. And that should do it. If you add extra peanut butter to it to kind of give it a more creamy texture, you're going to want to obviously up the dose. But we'll get to that part a little later. I want to show you what the Doggy Goo looks like. So we open up our fridge here, and we're going to pop it out. And it doesn't stink the fridge at all. It has a lid to it and everything. It doesn't stink. And plus, even if it did, it's not the worst smell in the world. It's peanut butter. And as you can see, Philbin's already eyeballing it. I've given this to him now for a couple days. He knows what this is. He's interested in it. So we want that. We want the dogs to know that it's a treat, kind of. Even though we know that it's going to have a lot of good things. Just want to go through some of the stuff with you. This is the logo for it. Right here, nice little cute little paw. Has all the instructions, all the safety warnings and all that all on the side here. So that is just something to keep in mind. Covers the full thing. You get this online. Each one of these is $70. So I know it seems like a lot for just a really tiny tub, but the amount of dosing that we're doing for Philbin, so small, this should last 3 months. If everything goes right, if we do the dosing right, should last about 3 months. So that averages under $25 a month, about 23, 22-ish. So all in all, it's very good, and it's very powerful stuff. You know, we like to say that the stuff could work overnight, but it's not like an antibiotics you take when you get a cold. It takes more than just a few days. This is something that we won't really see if it's actually working until springtime. That's why I set up a whole website basically for the Doggy Goo, and that is because we have to have time. There are going to be a lot of posts. Every week I'm hoping to do one of these. But anyway, so we open it up. It's just like your typical Tupperware thing. If you add more peanut butter, obviously you're going to want to transfer it because you're going to have more thing. But we open this bad boy up. I know, it doesn't look so good to us, but to Philbin, this is like heaven. This is goolicious. I bet Steven, the owner of this, is just going to love me for saying that. Goolicious. To Philbin. So, Raven, I'm going to have you stand up. Raven is my fiance. She's also my camera person. We can always say hi to her if we want. And on the counter, I just have a rag to kind of wipe things up a little bit. It helps clean. We have a paper towel. I like to use a spoon and a knife, mainly when we dip it in here. I just like to do it. But if you want to get your hands kind of dirty, it's kind of greasy, kind of messy a little bit, but it's good. And the other thing with Doggy Goo is it's all natural. This stuff isn't anything you can find. There's actually no real actual well, it is medicine. The medicine is like a natural base. It's nothing that was artificially made. This is all stuff you can get around just naturally in the planet, I guess, if you will. So a great way to go green with it. And you don't have to worry about, Philbin, getting some artificiality in it. Even the peanut butter that's in here is 100% pure natural peanut butter. No artificiality whatsoever. So it's really good. So if you're really kind of conscientious about, oh my gosh, I don't want my dog on all this fancy medicine stuff, and I don't know how much the stuff's real. I mean, this is stuff, Steven was telling me that, yes, they make this stuff in kind of a big bulk batch, but it's all done by hand, essentially. I mean, it's all just natural ingredients that he's studied. Steven, who's the owner of this, he's been doing this for over 10 years. So he's kind of been around the block a little bit. And he's partnered with Dr. Christine Holm, who is from the Iowa Veterinary Specialties. So with her insight, and she's a dermatologist, so she's been around allergies and dealt with all this stuff for a long time now. So if it means just doing something simple like this, and this could be the cure-all, be-all for Philbin, that's what we want to see. So anyway, when we're preparing, and of course you can read all this on the instructions, Raven, just keep an eye on the supplies. You don't have to focus on me at this point. We want to have a nice big flat bowl. The sides to these don't have to be as rigid. A saucer plate does work. However, we want something that is going to be more rigid for Philbin and the dog that's going to be using this. But it needs to have a nice big flat, because we're going to take this and we're going to spread it really nice and thin. The other thing, like I said, the butter knife and a little tablespoon, we're going to take about half that and just a rag just to clean up any extra stuff. So it's actually really easy. So since we took it out of the fridge, we're just going to kind of give this a nice good stir. Now it's really thick, so we have to kind of use a little bit of muscle just to get this all nice and stirred up. And the reason we stir it is because we want all those ingredients to be incorporated. We don't want stuff to sink to the bottom, and every treatment we want to get the most maximum benefit for it. So if it sets overnight even, it's gonna we're just gonna have to stir it up, make it nice and fresh. So we're just gonna take about that much. I'm probably doing a little bit more than what we probably need to do. So we're just gonna take your butter knife, again, like I said, you don't need a lot. Just a good teaspoon. No, actually, that's a little less than what I want, but we'll give them just a teensy bit more. Yeah, that should do it. Now you can take the knife and you can spread it around, or you can just use the bottom of the spoon. That works good too. So we're just going to take that. We want it nice and thin. So we're just going to smear it. This is a problem that I've had though. Anytime you take anything with the consistency of peanut butter and you really try and spread it, especially after it's been in the refrigerator, it is kind of difficult to work with. So that would be one of the first negatives so far that I've experienced with Doggy Goo. is that I'm finding this to be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more. Imagine if your dog is stressed out with allergies, you want to do this about 3 times a day if it's a big dog. If you got a little dog that's stressed out with it, it'll be twice daily, 2 teaspoons daily. If the dog is normal, you have a big dog, you would do 2 teaspoons. So that's what we're doing with Philbin right now, because his allergies are doing moderately good, but that's mainly due to all the other stuff. So I'm still not happy with this consistency. So as you can see, this is taking me quite a while to work it thin enough, because we want this stuff super thin. If you have a big dog, you should probably be licking for about 5 minutes or so. That's a good healthy time to really get this stuff. So unfortunately, this is not going to get completely out there like I want it. So we're just kind of trying to smear it. See, and the other reason why we want it so thin is because if Philbin just gulps this down like a big gulp like dogs usually want to do, he's not going to get the beneficial factors for this. Like I said, this is sublingual, which means he needs to be licking this. The more he licks it, once it enters his digestive system, like it gets in his stomach, it's no good. It's dead. So I'm trying really hard to get this as thin as I can. I think this is about as good as I'm going to do. So we're just going to set that on that paper towel over there, and now it's actually showtime. Now, since Philbin's a service animal, eventually I'm going to work with him so that we can do obedience while we do this, so he thinks it's a treat and he gets rewarded for being good while he gets his medicine. But right now we're still just getting Philbin started on this. If you want, you can just put the bowl on the floor, tell your dog to go get it, whatever the case may be, and then just watch him. Philbin, though, we can't let him lick the floor. You might notice that with your dog. I noticed that when we did that one time with Philbin, he started to lick the floor. And since Philbin goes to restaurants and things like that, we don't want him to think it's okay to lick the floor, because you never know what he's going to scoop up. You know, they're opportunistic dogs. I mean, they're very opportunistic creatures, I guess, just in general, you could say. So you have to kind of watch them. They take advantage of most any situation they can. So right now, I just want Philbin to still get used to this. This is still very new to him. So not something that this would be something that you would need to do long term too. So this isn't a quick fix. This isn't like something you can just do for a week. It's going to take some time. So anyway, we got this all ready to go. Philbin's itching to go. Plus he needs his dinner too. But you don't want to give his dinner right away and then a Doggy Goo treatment, and you don't want to give a Doggy Goo treatment and then right away give him his food, because you want this stuff to sit in their tongue. If it sits in the tongue and they constantly lick at it, that's what we want. We don't want it to get washed away by water or food or that sort of thing. So anyway, we're just going to have Philbin come. I'm going to hold the bowl, like I said, because I don't want Philbin licking the floor. You can do this, otherwise you can put it down for your house pet dog. It's just easier for me. So I'm going to have Philbin, come here. Hold on. You want it? You want it, Philbin? And Raymond, why don't you get nice and close, because I want you guys to see kind of what the dog's nature is when I give this to him. So I'm just going to let him down in here, and we're just going to have him go for it. I got this as thin as I probably practically could. So we're just going to kind of watch him, and he should go at this for a little bit. And like I said, he's actually trying to bite the bowl a little bit because he sees these little chunks that I've left. So he just wants to gulp it. So we're making him work to get the bowl, to get the treatment. I'm going to try not to say too much here because I don't want to distract him, because we want him to go at this as long as possible. Is that good, Philbin? This is the plus side, and this is so good. He thinks it's an actual treatment, and so yeah. tell you what, we'll get back with you guys just as soon as he finishes his thing. And, alright, we'll see you in a second. Okay, so we're back, and now that Philbin has effectively finished his thing. You sure you're done? You done? Philbin. No. Philbin, look. You want it? See? He knows when he's done, too. And as you can see, he's still kind of licking his chops afterwards, so we're just going to kind of keep a watch on him. But anyway, I want to show you guys a little trick. Just clean up. Pretty easy. So you want to do this after each of the treatments that you give your dog. And it's kind of common sense, too. We don't want to have them licking off a dirty bowl. We're just going to take just a teeny little dab of soap that I've got still in the sponge here. Okay. Pretty easy, and then we take that rag that we have, just kind of dry it out, and we're ready for another Doggy Goo treatment. All we gotta do is just rinse off our remainder, and that's it. Yay! So we're gonna stop for a little bit, and we're actually gonna go back into the office area where you saw us on our first video, and we're going to basically just talk, and of course when you're done, put the lid back on here. We're going to pop this back in the fridge. And that's it. Well, we're back now. Philbin is enjoying his Doggy Goo treat, and we'll be giving him his food in just a minute. Steven asked me if I would go and answer some questions or go over some questions that he's seen a lot on his website. So I got it pulled up, what he sent me earlier, and we're just going to kind of go over it here. So I'm going to have Raven pan around with the TV here for a second. Should be able to see everything pretty well. So, Doggy Goo, what is it? Well, it's a canine immune health supplement. So being a supplement, it's more or less like you getting like Centrum, and that sort of thing. Really, like I said, it's all natural. Formulated by DMV and veterinary dermatologist Dr. Christine Holm, who I mentioned before. Doggy Goo's sublingual methodology has been clinically shown to be superior to traditional gold standard immune allergy, even shots, in fact, that it's actually good at neutralization of the canine dust mite allergies, which the dust mite allergies are like what you would see year-round, not just like seasonal. These are stuff that affects a lot of dogs. It does go even further. Like I said, it's sublingual, builds immune system tolerance to 10 pollens, 2 dust mites, and 3 molds, which is actually pretty good when you consider that it is a supplement. So it's kind of like getting clinical prescription strength stuff without having the prescription and without definitely the cost. A lot of dermatologists aren't very happy about, you know, that this could be a game changer for them. They can't, they can't lure their patients and their, you know, the dogs and all that to be treated with these really expensive stuff, because there's a cheaper way out there that works just as good as the expensive stuff does, if not better. So the other thing is, Doggy Goo a drug, or does it contain any drugs? No, Doggy Goo is 100% natural, as I stated before. All of the health and immune benefits achieved by Goo's ingredients do so via natural ingredients, i.e. Goo provides support and balances the immune system ability to do its job. So basically, if the immune system can do its job, there will be no allergies, because that's what allergies are. They're a deficiency in the immune system. That is the reason. And sometimes you may not notice the allergies as much as what they are, because you might be just used to it. It's something that is just inherited to the body. So 85% of itchy dogs, allergy to pollen, dust mites, and mold. Let's see, I'm trying to find a good question here. Like I said, sublingual just means injected through the skin directly into the blood or muscle. Also sublingual, ingredients of a special composition nature are introduced and held in the mouth as long as possible whereby the ingredients are then absorbed through the skin. So that is a big thing. Does Doggy Goo do more than fight environmental allergies? Absolutely. Like we said, it simultaneously targets, supports, balances the innate, acquired, and gut tiers of the dog's immune system, which are basically the core. Pre-probiotic, gut immune health and response. And that's pretty much the gist of it. He just wanted me to kind of go over that stuff with you. Didn't want to spend a lot of time. If you want more information, please go to the Doggy Goo website, or you can either go to either one of these websites, doggygoo.com or healthygoo.com. From my site, you can go to LoftonSpace.com/doggygoo. I've got everything set up there, and you can get all the information that you like. I have a special surprise coming up in just a minute. I'm going to pull it up here. I want to take you to the site and show you what we've changed on the site since the last post, because I've gotten a lot more traffic than what I had before. I want to show you guys now that you can register to be a part of it. You can register, make comments, share your own stories and posts. You can subscribe to so right on the LoftonSpace.com, just click on the big paw there. From here you can see that you can register. Now I want to also point out, register and log in to the Doggy Goo. The Doggy Goo blog and the LoftonSpace news blog are two different sites. So if you register from one, you're not automatically registered for both. You have to register for both separately, and that's because we want the audience that wants to hear about the Doggy Goo to get the Doggy Goo. If you want to hear about the LoftonSpace and what we do, like with my music that I've been covering, then you can check that out too, but it's sort of a different site, even though they look both the same. The other thing is down here in the sort of the right hand side here, you can see we can put in your email address. You can subscribe. If you've already subscribed and you don't want to anymore, just fill in the email address that you subscribed with and then click the unsubscribe button, and you can take care of that there. Just to also show you guys, they're going to change it to go to the Doggy Goo, but we're going to go to the Doggy Goo website here real quick. So doggygoo.com. You come here. On the home page you can read their testimonials. You can even buy the stuff right there. But if you scroll down, you see this, Philbin and Odie's Great Goo Adventure. That will take you to our blog. They've put that link on there, and they're actually going to be changing it. They're going to give me a whole page to put the posts on their website too. We're going to work out some stuff there. And actually they did switch it, so they apparently did that already, so that's good. So it takes you right to the Doggy Goo website, and so shouldn't be any more confusion there. Subscribe. We'll show you, if you'd like to find out more what we're doing for our reviews, we're just going to go to youtube.com. Check out our channel. Here you can see the LoftonSpace thing. I didn't want to create another YouTube channel just for that, but I do have a special playlist on the LoftonSpace thing. Here you can see the first video. Subscribe. Tell your friends about it. We definitely want to hear from everyone about what they think of Doggy Goo. Please be a part of it. If you've got your own tricks and solutions that you've done for your pets for allergy testing, let us know. We do want to hear them. Please be a part. It's completely free. We do not spam. We do not give away your information to anyone. It's just a great way to network and get good help for the pets that we love the most. Since I care about Philbin so much, because he is my service dog, I put my life in his paws every day. And there's no mountain I won't climb to make sure that he's happy and healthy and that he is completely 100% ready to go. And that's just the kind of commitment that we do. That's why I'm doing this. So thank you to everyone for watching. Now, for the special piece, I'm going to open up my Outlook because I don't want to spoil it right away, but I'm just going to go to my Doggy Goo folder here. These are all the emails that we said. Actually, Raven, why don't you get a good shot of... Here, I'll open this one up because this one's kind of important. If you guys have a mobile device, you can take a picture of your computer screen right now, and that code will take you to the mobile version of the Doggy Goo website as well. I am going to incorporate that on my blog, so just want to let you guys know that. The other bonus, though, that I want to let you guys know about is if you go to the Doggy Goo website and you order it, and when it asks you for a promotional code, enter this code in there and you can take $5 off your order. That is the plus of sticking with the video and watching it and telling us what you think. If you go do that, there's no money involved really for me. I'm not doing it for that. They just said to thank me kind of for doing this and to thank you guys for watching my stuff. We wanted you guys to get some benefit. So you don't even have to pay full price for your first order. Use that code, you'll get $5 off. So only paying $65. It's a great deal. At least give it a try and join Philbin and I's journey. Join our little adventure here of trying to end allergies in dogs. That's all we're asking for here. And if it doesn't work, let us know. We can talk about it. It's a community board for a reason. If you don't like it, don't feel like, oh, I can't say anything negative, they'll never post it. As long as you can do it constructively and you're not cussing and everything, we'll post it. So we just want a good networking source. So again, before I leave you, just want to give you a little bit of an update on how Philbin's paws are doing. So Raven, why don't you come around here? Let's look at his paws real quick. That's what this is all about, trying to heal up these paws, right? So Philbin, come here. So we're going to look at the ears. I'm going to have Philbin do this. We're going to take a look at this ear. Not bad, huh? Still looking pretty spiffy. Yes, it is, Philbin. Alright, now I'm going to make him turn around, because otherwise he'll never turn his head for me. We're going to look in this ear. Look at that. The ears haven't been the problem as of late. It's the paws that we're worrying about. So, now we're going to look at the paws. Oh, thank you, Philbin. Good boy. Yes. Still looking pretty good on this one. Remember, his right paw wasn't the one that we've had a lot of problems with. So we're just going to raise up in here. Still got some discoloration that I'm trying to get rid of. He's sniffing his paw. So, let's look at this one. We're going to go on the underside first. We'll take care of the hard stuff. This one's still got a ways to go. As you can see, it's a little bit darker in the colorations. We definitely want to get that fixed and cured up before spring comes around. But actually, looking at that, I was thinking my left, that one's actually the worst one. This one's looking even better. So I'm impressed. Just in the past week, keep in mind I've only had Philbin on Doggy Goo for a few days, but this one is starting to look fantastic. Almost back to normal. So anyway, thank you, Philbin. Oh, that's a good boy. Thank you for the kiss. So, just saying thank you, guys. Please register. Please subscribe to the LoftonSpace blog. Let us know what you think. Email me. Put it on our Facebook page. You know, you can check out the LoftonSpace page on Facebook too. Just search for it. You'll find it. Anyway, thank you guys so very much, and we'll see you next week.